Do you feel like you're always working with your clients and in your business and never have time to work on your business, market it, move forward, all of that stuff, and feeling always burnt out because you always are on client calls? I got the solution for you. You need a CEO schedule, and we are going to talk about how to add more time for content creation, planning, CEO visionary stuff, all of the above, okay? So stay tuned as we talk about it. Hey guys, my name is Simone and I am a business coach. If you are new here, I talk about how to get extra visible with your business and how to make major money while not sacrificing who you are and not sacrificing time and energy and things like that that you really need in order to run a business. So I am so excited, you guys, about this video. I've been like ruminating on this for so long. I wanted to do a CEO schedule video, which I'm so excited about. It's going to be amazing. Now, I truly believe the minute I decided to fix my schedule for my lifestyle, take less client calls on certain days, has allowed me to make multiple 5-figure months, and it's something that I don't see slowing down anytime soon because I'm very intentional with my time and I'm very intentional with the energy that I have to give. So that's why you guys are getting a high energy video today, because I batch my time and I make sure that I film certain days, I make sure I take client calls certain days, I make sure I funnel my energy into the right way, because you guys know I'm very pregnant. This might be posted after I have the baby, I don't know. But as of now, I'm very pregnant, so I have to be very careful with my time. And that's one of the main reasons why I decided to do a CEO schedule. So you might be wondering, like, what is a CEO schedule? Like, what does that mean? Does that mean you just never work? Does that mean that you work only in the morning? Does it mean that you take every Friday off? Does it mean that you do this? Does it mean that you do that? And we'll get into, at the end of this call, what my CEO schedule looks like. I'm going to do a little Loom video so you guys can see what my schedule looks like, how I plan it out and all of that, because I think that's really important. So you can see exactly how I plan my days and the tools I use and kind of the bird's eye view and how I check my schedule for availability. So that is at the end, so definitely stay tuned for that because I will talk about it. But I'll just give kind of a brief overview of why I decided to make a CEO schedule and how you can make one of your own. So I noticed for me personally that I was burning out. I was so tired, you guys. So, oh my gosh, you guys, I was coaching all the time. My coaching calendar was completely open Monday through Friday. And when I got laid off from my job, I was like, well, I'm just available all the time. And I filled up my days with like a call at 11 and then a call at 2 and then, you know, a call at 9 a.m. Like, and it just was not working for me because I need uninterrupted work time. I need uninterrupted time for content creation. I need time for napping because I'm really pregnant. I need time to have a slow breakfast. I need time, right? And so I was feeling really burnt out and I just didn't know what to do. And then I realized I'm the CEO, I'm the boss. I can decide my own schedule. So the first thing was my boundaries. Like I really needed to figure out what my boundaries are. I will talk about this later in the video, but I decided like Monday, I don't want to take any calls. I want to have that be my planning day. Friday, I want to have as my rest day. Do I always rest that whole day? No. A lot of times I do work in the morning and then I sit in my hammock for the rest of the day, or I go get my nails done, or I get a massage, or I hang out with a friend. Well, not really. It's quarantine. I don't really hang out with friends, but I call a friend. So there's so many things that I do with my day that I don't feel like I have to work. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I pretty much work. I get really excited about the work I do. I love being a coach. I love helping people and mentoring people and supporting my clients. So that's where I kind of condense my weekend. And I decided too that I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time coaching. I was feeling bitter. I was feeling resentful. I didn't want to spend a lot of time coaching. So instead of coaching every single day, Monday through Friday, I decided to funnel all of my coaching days into 4 to 6 days a month. So that means that 4 to 6 days a month is when I take my clients. So they know that I have 2 weeks that I take calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I tell my clients, if you really cannot find a time, then maybe I can open up a custom slot. But so far, my clients have been able to, the minute they sign a contract, they book out their calls for the next month, right? They book out their calls for the next month, or actually sometimes even up to 3 months if they're on a longer contract. And I know exactly when I have to show up, right? It keeps me in a better energy. I don't have to calibrate with them and be like, oh, what are we doing our call? It makes it so much easier, right? I know when things are on the calendar. I put blocks, 30-minute blocks in between my calls so I can eat and go to the bathroom and things like that. But that has really helped me be a better coach because I don't feel resentful that I have a call every day. Some days I just don't want to get up. I mean, not like that. That sounds really dramatic. But some days I want to have a slow morning. I just want to chill in bed. And if I have calls at weird times of the day, then I feel more rushed, right? Instead, like today is a content creation day. I'm filming all day. I'm cleaning up, I'm doing laundry, and I'm taking care of business around the house, which I'm so happy because I have one coaching call later today, but it's me listening in on the coaching call. It's not me actively coaching. So that's really important. Let's talk about your CEO schedule and how to make one for you. You've heard enough about my schedule. Let's talk about how to make a great CEO schedule for you. One thing, and sorry, I've written this on my phone, so I'm like looking at my phone as we do this. So write down your current client commitments or commitments in general. Like have a list of all of your things, write them all down at the beginning of the month or the end of the month. What do you have to schedule? Do you have to schedule calls with your clients? Do you have coaching that you pay for that you need to schedule? Do you have time with your Nana? Do you have this? Do you have that, right? Write all of that stuff down first. Write all of those commitments. And then after that, write the things you want to do down, okay? And then you really need to make sure that you are being honest with yourself about how much time you have committed, right? If it's 5 hours a week coaching, you can probably schedule 5 hours or 2.5 hours on 2 days of the week versus an hour each day, right? So you can kind of condense that down into just a few days. Maybe you only want to do Monday and Tuesday of coaching. You need to make sure that you have all your client commitments and you know about them. Then you want to take a really hard look at your schedule. Where would you like to work less? Is it a Monday or a Friday or the weekend? Where do you want to work less and where do you want to funnel your time? When are you most motivated and energized? I know most people in the middle of the week, they kind of want to get things done. But I notice on the fringe, on Mondays, on Fridays, or on the weekends, they're kind of like, whoa, I don't really want to work right now. Or they only want to work if they're really inspired. So my advice is to funnel that into the middle of the week and leave Monday and Friday as kind of loosey-goosey days where you can schedule things when you have the energy. So also knowing what time of day do you have energy. I don't suggest taking really, really late night coaching calls unless that's what you want to do. Most clients want to take calls earlier in the day. That's what I've noticed. And you need to account for time zone differences as well. If you're in the UK and you have US clients, it's going to be different. I'm on the West Coast and I have a lot of East Coast clients. So I usually start my day around 9:30 a.m. PST. And so they know, like, I don't start calls before 12:30 EST. And if there's an emergency or they like really want to talk to me, then I make time. But I also usually stop my day at 3 p.m. So you guys are like, oh my god, how do you have this schedule? But I've worked really hard and I had to create some really hard boundaries around my life in order to make my schedule match. So know what is the schedule you want and how can you get there. The next thing is to figure out, what are your non-negotiables? Like, what are the things that you just have to have in your schedule? Like for me, I love getting my nails done once a month. I'm kind of gonna slow down on that because that's expensive all the time. But I like to get pampered. I'll probably still get a pedicure once a month. And I really like having my rest Friday. And I like having my Monday clear. I get really resentful when I have calls on Mondays. I'm like, I don't want this. I want to plan out my stuff. I want to catch up with my admin tasks. I want to outsource to my OBM team. Like, I don't want to talk to people on a Monday. I really don't. I find I'm a better entrepreneur when I talk to people Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's what I do. And then sometimes on Friday mornings. But other than that, like, I really am very strict. So think about like where you want to be. Like, don't worry about where you are now, but think about where you'll be next month. And would it be a dream of yours to only, maybe instead you just want to work from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day and log off by 1 p.m. You can do that too if that's the CEO schedule you want. I prefer to work all day, 3 to 3.5 days a week, and then log off and be with my family. But like if I was an early worm, then working from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. would be amazing for me, especially when you're in different seasons, if you're in summertime, if you're traveling. What are your non-negotiables? So really write those down and figure that out. I also want to talk about the fact that I know there are some coaches and there are some service-based entrepreneurs who take a full week off at the end of the month. They just don't do any work, which I think is cool, you know? Like, you can outsource so much and you can actually work like 2 hours a day if you really want to. There are so many ways, and it doesn't mean that that's a cap on your income. You can actually earn more by doing less and working less, just being really intentional about your time and really prioritizing about what you need to get done. Because a lot of us just spend a lot of time on Instagram, in between, researching on Pinterest, messing around, watching TV. Like, a lot of us don't really fully go to our full potential of productivity. But if we know what we have to get done and we reprioritize like every day, then it will be so much faster and we'll have to work so much less, you guys. We won't have to do 12-hour days. We can do a 3-hour day. On average, I would say I work 3 to 4 hours a day, and I still make 5 figures every month. So, sorry. I spend a lot of time, honestly, outsourcing. Like, I spend a lot of time planning and sending things off, keeping the big vision, writing copy, and then sending it off to them to implement, which is a dream, right? So another way that you can really, like I was talking about outsourcing, another way that you can really make sure that you keep that CEO schedule is automating, and outsourcing, okay? Automate, outsource your automation creation. You can do both, right? So it's really important, like tools like Calendly, Acuity, Dubsado, you can create your dream schedule. Once you look at your calendar and block it off, okay, this is rest time, this is content creation time, this is client time, you can block that off and then have it sync into your Acuity calendar or your Calendly calendar so you can make sure that those times are not available to book for clients. Or you know on your calendar, it holds you accountable. Okay, Mondays are email writing days. Tuesdays are YouTube filming days. Wednesdays are this. And obviously things happen. You don't have to be super rigid. But it makes you feel so much better looking at your calendar ahead a week and saying like, oh gosh, I do have time to do all the things I need to do. And then you get more comfortable taking on less because you are just like, okay, my week is already planned out. I don't have the capacity to take on anybody else or do any extra things, which is good. It's actually good. But automations really make it easier. Also setting up things like automated emails, things when someone signs up for your program, having an email go out automatically and saying, welcome to the program, join the Facebook group, schedule your call. I work really hard on creating those type of emails that they're automated, they work, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much easier. I don't have to like go back and message them or, copy their email address. The automation is there and ready and it works, right? That saves me an hour or 2 hours a week just creating one automated email, right? Or even like an out of office email. That is really good automation that people don't take advantage of. You're going to be gone for a week? Cool. put an out of office and get it done, right? Another thing is staying in your zone of genius. Like I've talked about outsourcing, but truly define a true CEO schedule and really do the most with your time is outsourcing the tasks you don't like to do. I have a whole video on outsourcing, and I think it's really important to think about what are the things that you don't enjoy doing? What are the things that take you a lot of time, that take you away from working on your business? Like really making sure that you're being clear about that, and outsourcing those tasks can be the difference between you making 10K a month and 20K a month, or you making 5K a month and 8K a month, or you making 0K a month and 5K a month. Like when you're in your business and you're not working on marketing your business because you're so overwhelmed with all the things you have to do inside of your business, you're losing out on money. Okay, you're losing out on money, friend. So in order to start, you need to outsource a little bit and take your hands off the reins, trust somebody, and just go for it. That's really, really important. And I know it's like, oh, I don't have the money. You probably do have the money unless you're really just starting off. You're just afraid to hold on to it. Watch my outsourcing video. Also, you guys, don't forget to rest. I am terrible, self-proclaimed terrible at resting. I'm so bad at resting, you guys. I always am like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna rest. It's a Friday, and then I think about like an email that I could write, or getting my content ready for the next week, or batching a video, and I'm like, oh, I could just do it really quick. I can knock it out, and then I don't rest. So I'm telling you to rest, but I'm also telling me to rest. The best way to, make sure your schedule is going smoothly is not overloading yourself with too many things, not saying yes to too many commitments, to resting, to really understanding your energy level and where you're at. My energy level is not the same in my third trimester that it was last trimester. I say no to a lot of summits. I say no to a lot of podcasts. I say no to a lot of things because I know my energy isn't there, and I know that I'm not going to do the best job ever. I worked myself this week until I was tired, and I cried and I crawled up in a ball, and my poor husband had to check in on me as I was in bed while we had company over, just curled up because I was so tired and I was pushing it too hard. And after a few days of taking it easy, I'm back here filming because it feels good again, right? I try to only do the things that feel good. So penciling blank time in your calendar, you guys, blocks of empty space that you have blocked for rest, or blocked for TV, or blocked for reading your book, or blocked for something, is so nice. And if you really feel like I have to be productive, do a minimal task like deleting all the photos from your phone, or cleaning up your email inbox, which is so chill. Like do something small if you have to do something, but really work on it as an entrepreneur, not being productive all the time. Rest is actually productive, and it's actually really hard for most of us because we're on a go, 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 make money. I don't make money unless I'm working. Part of working is resting. So, and I'm learning that as well. So trust me, the irony is not lost. You guys stay tuned because I'm going to continue to talk about my CEO schedule, and stay tuned for this inside look at my schedule because you're going to love it and love how I structure my day. Okay? Hey guys, so this is a look at my current week schedule, and I wanted to show you guys exactly like what my CEO schedule looks like. This is a typical week where I do calls and podcasts. So it is interesting because the way I do my week is I do 2 weeks of call and podcast weeks where I book my coaching calls and I book my podcasts interviews and maybe summits, things like that. And then 2 weeks out of the month, I do content creation. So I do heavy planning, content creation, all of that stuff. So this is a really interesting week because I do still have a lot of content creation here because I'm gearing up to launch my membership, but I also schedule in time for rest. I also schedule in time for my lunch, things like that, because otherwise I forget to eat. So I want to show you exactly what that looks like. So Sunday, usually I don't work on Sunday, but I had a money manifestation call, which was fantastic. It was so much fun. Shout out to Julia Samasati, who was leading the call. She was amazing. So here we go. Let me tell you about some of the ways I label my calls in my time block. So everything in purple is usually content creation. So I know ahead of time, do I need to be dressed? Do I need to be ready? Things like that. So I've got this block here. We've got our YouTube videos. This is where I filmed some YouTube videos and I was right on time. It's actually 11:52, just finishing up the rest of this YouTube video. And then Mondays are my CEO day. So I usually have this block here so my team knows not to book on Mondays. Actually, Friday is usually my rest day. I don't book calls on those days. Even if it is a call and podcast week, it has to be a very special occasion for me to book at that time. So we've got those. So I'm going into YouTube. I actually probably should adjust this a little bit because we're going to adjust it from 12:30 to 3:30 because I'm going to go eat lunch. And usually I have a little lunch block as well, but I didn't schedule that in. I usually try to eat lunch like right at 12 o'clock. Okay. That's important to me that I eat because I'm very pregnant, right? So the next thing I have here is content writing and membership planning. I love Erin on Demand, and she has 3 things that she has to get done every day. And I usually try to do something like that as well. I don't try to do too many tasks at one time because then I don't finish them. So I've got the 2 things I've been working on today. 1, YouTube videos, which I've completed. 2, content writing, specifically writing my emails for the next 2 weeks. And then the 3rd thing is going to be planning out my membership, planning out my guest speakers, planning out my budget, things like that, and really starting to get those tickets into my agency team. So that's what a Monday looks like. In blue, I usually have my calls. So every single day, I also pick up my daughter. So I usually put 4 to 5 o'clock, don't book, just so I can remember, just have a little breather in between picking her up, right? I don't start my day until at least 9:30 every single day because I make breakfast, I pick up around the house a little bit. So I make sure that I have that time as well. So what Tuesday looks like, how to create a profitable live stream. This is a summit that I'm doing. I have my coaching here as well, some of the people that I coach with, and those are usually in blue. Gray usually means that I'm resting. So I just put this gray period here because I have 3 coaching calls and a summit tomorrow. So there's going to be quite a lot of activity. I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to get anything done from 1:45 to 1:15. I'm probably just going to chill. And knowing myself, I really only have a really narrow field for lunch. So I'll probably try to eat lunch. I'm going to put lunch here so I'm not tempted to work. So this is how I usually like to do my schedule. So I'm going to do lunch from 11 to 11:30. And I'm going to make that gray because I know that's not a work period. That's actually a rest period. So I think it's really important that you guys, that if you're making your CEO schedule, that you schedule in time for resting, schedule in time for lunch, because that's really important as well. So then I've got a hold for my group program that I run on Wednesdays. So I can remember I have a call there. My team will switch that over with the Zoom call as well. And then Wednesday is one of my favorite days. It's content creation. I usually like to write Instagram posts those days, plan out my next few weeks of content, make sure that everything is pushed into my team, tickets, things like that. And I usually spend a lot of the day doing that. And then on Thursday, I've got more calls. So Thursday, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 calls. That's about as capacity as I've got. They're all a little bit spread out, which sometimes I like them all smushed together so I can just knock them out. But this gives me a little bit of time to prep in between my calls. Each of my clients, they really want something specific. So I have time to prepare them. So I'm really excited about that day. And then Friday, the 18th, I rest. So I'll just be resting. I usually just work a little bit in the morning and then I rest in the afternoon. I take care of my house. That's when I clean. I should be cleaning a little bit more often, but that's okay. We're pregnant. So I usually clean a little bit more often, and I find it to be super helpful to just get this out of the way before the weekend comes so I can really just veg out and spend time with my family. So that's basically my schedule, that's the CEO schedule. I'll show you guys a little bit about what the next week looks like because it's an implementation week, which is very few calls. Now look how much different this is on my calendar, right? So I've got my CEO day. There's really nothing going on. I'll probably on Friday kind of block out what I really need to do, but I've got a mastermind call. I've got a doctor's appointment to see the baby. I've got content creation. I've got a counseling session because I believe in therapy. It's really important, especially during this pandemic. I've been having a lot of anxiety. So, but look at all this nice blank, empty calendar time. I really like the blank calendar time on my implementation week because then I can kind of move and shift things. So this next week will be all about my membership. It will be all about getting everything right. And then it will be about planning for the future and planning for my maternity leave, which I'm so excited about. So I hope you guys liked a little bit of a sneak peek into what a typical week looks like, you know, both an implementation week, which is slower, more on creation and planning, and then a call week so you can see exactly what I do for my coaching. So every single thing is well planned and taken care of, and it's really nice to have a schedule like this. And let me know, do you guys have a CEO schedule? Like, you should really comment below. And I hope you like these little Zoom videos. These are kind of fun. Well, I hope you guys like that inside look of my CEO schedule and how I schedule things. Some people might think it's extreme, but it really works for me, and my clients really respect my boundaries. So it probably will change again as I have a baby, but for now, this is what works and gives me the most energy, makes me the most money, and makes me the most happy. So I hope that you guys like this video, and definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely check out my new membership. It is called the Movement membership, and it is the membership that will help underrepresented voices and marginalized voices, anyone who has struggled showing up online, showing up authentically, and launching visibility and leadership. That's what we're focusing on. We have a different theme every month. It is like a luxury coaching membership for a dime, you guys. It is really not expensive. It is $150 a month, and I'm just so excited, you guys, about this membership. So definitely, if you need some coaching, you need business coaching, you want to be seen as a leader, you want to learn about inclusivity, about having a diverse community that you work with, definitely go ahead and check out that membership, the Movement membership. That is my baby that I love, and I'm scaling. It makes me so excited. Go ahead and check it in the link below, and I will talk with you later. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.